All right, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a high school graduate, maybe a GSE HSC science student out in Gujarat, and you're just trying to navigate this massive maze of computer science, IT, and AI programs, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're doing a reality check. We're breaking down the actual ground-level realities of the Indian tech landscape. No corporate PR, no shiny college brochures, just the objective, unfiltered truth about what your future could actually look like. So let's just dive right in.
I want you to keep this one guiding principle in mind as we go through this. Success in this field is not found in the name on the laptop, but in the logic in the mind. We are tearing down all that corporate sugarcoating right out of the gate. A massive brand name on your offer letter, it honestly doesn't guarantee a successful career. What actually guarantees success is true, undeniable technical mastery. So how do you even build that? Well, it all starts with your academic choices.
So think of your academic choices kind of like building a car. Computer science engineering, or CSE, that's the discipline of creating the engine itself. You're diving into core algorithms and the deep theoretical science of computing. Now, information technology, or IT, that's more about maintaining the vehicle. Choosing the right software networks to make sure a business runs smoothly. And artificial intelligence, well, that's teaching the car to drive itself. You really have to decide right now. Do you want to be a creator, a maintainer, or an innovator?
To really grasp the differences here, we have to look at the math and logic required for each path. CSE provides this broad, solid backbone using discrete math and logic. IT is a bit more moderate. It focuses on applying existing tech, like databases and networking. But AI and data science, oh man, that requires heavy advanced math. We're talking linear algebra, probability, statistics, the whole shebang. So, if you're a super focused analytical learner, AI works great. But if you want flexibility and long-term stability across a bunch of different tech domains, CSE is absolutely your safest, broadest bet. But listen, whichever branch you end up choosing, you absolutely need to watch out for a few academic red flags when you're picking a college. An outdated tech stack, purely theoretical learning, and absolutely zero real coding practice? Huge red flags. You literally cannot learn to code just by reading a textbook. And here's a crucial warning based on our sources. An AI specialization is really only valuable if your core computing fundamentals, like operating systems and data structures, are rock solid. Do not chase the AI buzzword if your foundational skills are weak.
Moving on to Section 1, the practical path, and why your first 2 years matter so much.
Okay, so you've graduated. Now what? You're basically facing the most critical career decision of your life, choosing between the perceived stability of a massive multinational corporation or the velocity of a startup. On one side, you have the MNC stability trap. It offers a structured environment, sure, but it often means incredibly slow, fragmented task distribution. You could literally spend 6 months just updating a single CSS file. On the flip side, the high-velocity startup gives you intense ownership and end-to-end project exposure. You own the feature from the first line of code all the way to deployment. It's riskier, no doubt, but the learning curve is incredibly steep.
And that brings us to a frankly terrifying concept for any young engineer, which is the technical vacuum. In a lot of these large legacy firms, complexity is distributed so thinly just to make individuals replaceable. And worse, severe security constraints on corporate laptops often block access to vital developer tools. We're talking GitHub, personal cloud accounts, sometimes even Stack Overflow. Your skills just stagnate. Years pass by, and suddenly you hold this senior title, but you really only have junior abilities. You essentially become a process manager with zero portability.
And honestly, nothing accelerates this skill atrophy quite like the bench. See, large firms hire thousands of freshers just to act as a talent buffer for future projects. You might just sit there, drawing a basic salary, doing absolutely zero real work for months on end. The first year right after college is when your brain is the most plastic for technical skill acquisition. Spending that time sitting on the bench or doing basic clerical work is professionally devastating. It totally crushes your professional confidence. All right, Section 2. Time for the harsh reality audit of Indian IT. We really need to look past the shiny PR brochures here and examine the documented workplace culture you're actually stepping into. Documented employee grievances show us that forced return to office mandates often have some pretty hidden agendas. Forcing employees back to expensive IT hubs without any clear technical need, that's not about collaboration. Actually, scratch that. It's frequently used as silent harassment. It's an attrition management tool designed to force voluntary resignations so they don't have to pay severance, or to coerce employees economically by basically blocking their salary increments for non-compliance.
And all of this stems from much deeper systemic issues rooted in the body shopping model. A lot of legacy firms essentially act as human resource arbitrage firms. They prioritize billable hours over actual software quality just to maintain massive 65 to 70% profit margins. As documented by industry watchdogs, some of these places even link your variable pay to physical office swipes rather than your technical output. Let that sink in. In these environments, presenteeism and office politics completely overshadow actual merit and writing clean code.
And these aren't just abstract concepts. Documented controversies, like the widely reported workplace issues at the TCS Nashik offices, serve as stark, real-world early warning signals. Things like a lack of transparency, proximity bias, and outright favoritism, these are genuine, recorded hurdles in large corporate ecosystems. You really have to be prepared to navigate a landscape where pure merit isn't always the driving force.
So why does all this matter? Well, this is exactly why you cannot afford to let your skills stagnate in those environments. The data shows a massive shift post-generative AI. Since the release of tools like ChatGPT, the demand for junior developer roles has absolutely plummeted, while the demand for senior developers has stayed incredibly resilient. AI is automating all those routine coding tasks that juniors used to get hired for. The bar has officially been raised. You have to bring advanced problem-solving skills to the table immediately. And let's be real, you are never going to learn those sitting idle on a corporate bench.
Let's move to Section 3, Red Flags in Recruitment.
Okay, so how do you actually protect yourself? When you're sitting in campus placement drives or applying online, I want you to use this red flag checklist. If a recruiter insists on mandatory 5-day office attendance but can't explain a technical necessity for it, be wary. If pay is linked to your office swipes instead of the actual code you write, huge red flag. If they use a completely proprietary tech stack that you can't use anywhere else in the industry, or if the job description is super vague, you might be heading straight for the bench. It means they value control over technical innovation.
And finally, Section 4, Strategic Recommendation, the ethical career choice.
So how do you actually align your career with both your personal integrity and your need for technical mastery? You have to vet a company properly. Step 1, completely ignore the corporate PR and those shiny campus brochures. Step 2, rely on whispered networks. Get on Reddit, look at LinkedIn, tap into alumni groups, and actually connect with former employees. Step 3, ask the really hard questions. What is the actual tech stack? Do developers get real code ownership? Is the work-life balance actually real? You want to find a workplace that fosters true hands-on skill acquisition.
Look, the tech industry is an absolutely incredible, rewarding place, but really only for those who refuse to be treated as mere clerks. Will you choose the illusion of a corporate brand name, or will you build the true technical mastery that makes you completely irreplaceable? Ultimately, the choice is yours. Prioritize your growth, protect those foundational skills, and build your actual value. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and I really wish you the absolute best in your engineering journey.